If you're a woman over 45 and you've been struggling to lose weight no matter what you try, I need you to pay close attention to what I'm about to share, because by the end of this video, I'm going to reveal the real reason why traditional dieting stopped working for you. And I'll share the story of Sarah, a 52-year-old woman who lost 18 pounds in 3 months without starving herself or spending hours at the gym. So stay with me until the end. Here's a statistic that most women never hear about. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that after age 45, a woman's metabolism can slow down by up to 30%. Think about that for a moment. You could be eating the exact same foods, doing the same activities, and your body is now burning 30% fewer calories. The Journal of Clinical Endocrinology published a study following over 10,000 women through menopause and found that 67% of them gained significant weight even when they reported eating less than before. This isn't about willpower. This isn't about discipline. Something fundamental has changed in your body. Let me paint a picture that might sound familiar. You wake up one morning and notice that the jeans that fit perfectly 6 months ago won't zip anymore. You're eating salads for lunch while your younger coworkers eat pizza and stay thin. You're exercising more than you did in your 30s, but instead of losing weight, you're gaining it, especially around your belly, hips, and thighs. You start to wonder if this is just what happens when you get older, if maybe you just have to accept this new reality. And I want to tell you something really important. The answer is no, you do not have to accept this. But you do need to understand what's actually happening inside your body. Because until you address the root cause, you can work harder than ever and still not see results. So let's talk about what's really going on. There are 3 major biological changes that happen to women after 45, and together they create what scientists call metabolic shutdown. First, declining estrogen. When you enter perimenopause and menopause, your estrogen levels drop dramatically. By the time you reach full menopause, they've declined by about 90%. Now you might be thinking, what does estrogen have to do with my weight? The answer is everything. Estrogen is one of your body's master regulators. It controls where you store fat, how efficiently you burn calories, and how sensitive your cells are to insulin. A groundbreaking study published in the International Journal of Obesity tracked women through menopause for 5 years. What they found was shocking. As estrogen dropped, the women's bodies began storing significantly more fat in their midsection, even when their total calorie intake stayed the same. Their resting metabolic rate, the calories they burned just being alive, decreased by an average of 250 calories per day, and their cravings for sugar and carbohydrates intensified. This isn't weakness. This is your body responding to a massive hormonal shift. Your cells are literally being instructed to hold on to fat as estrogen declines. The second change is your basal metabolic rate. This is the energy your body uses just to keep you alive. Your heartbeat, your breathing, your cells repairing themselves, all of that requires calories. Studies show that this metabolic rate decreases by about 5 to 10% every decade after age 40. By the time you're 50, you're burning roughly 200 to 300 fewer calories per day compared to when you were 30. That might not sound like much, but think about it. That's equivalent to a small meal. So if you're eating the same portions you always have, you're now consuming more than your body needs, and that excess gets stored as fat. This is why so many women in midlife feel like they're gaining weight out of nowhere. They haven't changed their eating habits at all, but their body's calorie needs have decreased significantly. The third factor is insulin resistance. Insulin is the hormone that helps your body use carbohydrates for energy. When your cells are sensitive to insulin, carbs get burned as fuel, but as estrogen declines, your cells become resistant to insulin. This means your body can't process carbohydrates efficiently anymore. Instead of burning them, it stores them as fat. A Harvard study found that women in perimenopause have up to 40% higher insulin resistance compared to premenopausal women. This is the hidden reason why you might be gaining weight, even on what seems like a healthy diet. Your body simply cannot handle carbs the way it used to. Even complex carbs, whole grains, fruits, they're all being stored instead of burned. Now here's where most women make a critical mistake. They try to fix this problem with traditional dieting, eating less, cutting calories, maybe going low carb or trying intermittent fasting. And while these strategies might work temporarily, they don't address the underlying metabolic and hormonal hormonal issues. In fact, severe calorie restriction can actually make things worse by further slowing your metabolism. Your body interprets the lack of food as starvation and holds on to every calorie even more tightly. This is why so many women end up in a cycle of losing a few pounds, then gaining it all back plus more. So what's the solution? Is there actually a way to reignite your metabolism and start burning fat again? Yes, and it starts with understanding something called the metabolic window. Research has identified a specific time of day when your body is most primed for fat burning, the first few hours after you wake up. During this window, your body is naturally producing hormones that support metabolism. Your cortisol levels are at their peak, which when balanced properly helps mobilize fat stores. Your body is ready to activate thermogenesis, which is the process of burning calories to produce heat. And your insulin sensitivity is at its highest, meaning your cells can actually use carbohydrates for energy instead of storing them as fat. But here's the problem. Most women completely waste this metabolic window. They either skip breakfast entirely, or they drink coffee on an empty stomach, or they eat foods that actually shut down fat burning instead of supporting it. Now, coffee itself isn't the problem. In fact, coffee can be beneficial for metabolism. The caffeine in coffee has been shown to increase metabolic rate by 3 to 11% in multiple studies. But coffee alone isn't enough. Recent research has identified specific natural compounds that, when combined with coffee during that metabolic window, create a powerful synergistic effect. These compounds include green tea extract, specifically a component called EGCG, which has been shown in clinical trials to increase fat oxidation by up to 17%. L-carnitine, an amino acid that helps transport fatty acids into your cells where they can be burned for energy. Chromium, a mineral that supports healthy blood sugar balance and reduces carbohydrate cravings. And chlorogenic acid, a natural compound found in coffee beans that supports metabolism and helps your body use fat for fuel instead of storing it. When these nutrients are taken together with coffee in the morning, they activate your metabolic window and support your body's natural fat-burning processes throughout the entire day. Now, thousands of women over 45 have started using this approach, combining these specific nutrients with their morning coffee, and the results have been remarkable. Women are reporting weight loss of 10 to 30 pounds over 3 to 6 months without extreme dieting or excessive exercise. They're experiencing increased energy that lasts all day instead of the afternoon crash they used to get. Their cravings for sweets and carbs have dramatically decreased. They're sleeping better at night, and many report improvements in mood, mental clarity, and overall sense of well-being. These women aren't doing anything extreme. They're simply giving their bodies the nutritional support needed to function the way it's supposed to, especially during this major metabolic transition. Now, as I promised at the beginning, I want to share Sarah's story with you. Sarah is 52 years old, and her experience represents what so many women are going through. I'm going to let her tell you in her own words what she discovered and how it changed everything for her. Stay with me because this is important.
Hi, my name is Sarah and I'm 52 years old. For 3 years, I struggled with my weight in a way I never had before. I tried everything. I cut carbs completely. I joined a gym and went 5 days a week. I counted every single calorie, and nothing worked. In fact, I kept gaining weight. I gained 25 pounds over those 3 years, and I felt like a complete failure. I would look at myself in the mirror and not recognize the person staring back at me. My clothes didn't fit. I felt exhausted all the time. And honestly, I started to believe that this was just my life now, that being overweight and tired was what happened to women my age, and I needed to accept it. Then a friend told me about something that completely changed my perspective. She explained that my body wasn't broken. It had just changed. She told me about how metabolism works differently after menopause, and how there are specific nutrients that can support your body during this transition. She mentioned 3 ingredients that research shows can help. Green tea extract for boosting fat burning, L-carnitine for helping your body actually use fat for energy, and chromium for controlling blood sugar and cravings. She said the key was taking them with coffee in the morning because the caffeine activates these nutrients and makes them work better together. I started researching, and I discovered there's actually a formula that combines all of these ingredients in one place. It comes in individual packets that you just add to your morning coffee. It's completely tasteless. It dissolves instantly, and it works with any kind of coffee, hot or cold, with cream or without. The formula contains exactly what I had been reading about. the green tea extract, the L-carnitine, the chromium, plus a few other natural ingredients that support metabolism. Everything in doses that have actually been studied in clinical research. I decided to try it. And I want to be really honest with you about what happened. This wasn't magic. The first week, I didn't see the scale move at all, but I did notice that I had more energy. I wasn't crashing in the afternoon like I used to, and my cravings for sweets after dinner started to fade. By week 3, my clothes were fitting differently. Things that had been tight were suddenly comfortable again. And when I stepped on the scale, I had lost 5 pounds. By the end of the first month, I was down 8 pounds. But more importantly, I felt like myself again. I had energy to do things I wanted to do. I wasn't constantly thinking about food. I could actually enjoy meals without guilt or worry. I kept going. By month 3, I had lost 18 pounds total. But here's what really mattered to me. I wasn't starving myself. I wasn't spending 2 hours a day at the gym. I was just giving my body what it needed to work properly again. The formula became part of my morning routine, as simple as brushing my teeth. 1 packet in my coffee every morning. That's it. And my body responded. Now I need to give you a really important warning. There are websites out there selling fake versions of this formula. I made the mistake of ordering from a random site I found online, and what I received wasn't the real thing. It didn't work. I wasted my money. The authentic formula is only sold on the official website. I'm going to make sure the link to the real site is in the description below this video. Please, only order from there. Don't make the same mistake I did. Here's something else I want you to know. This formula comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee. That means you can try it for 2 full months. And if it doesn't work for you, you get your money back. No questions asked. That's what gave me the confidence to try it in the first place. There was literally no risk. And honestly, I think most women won't need to use that guarantee because if you use it consistently, it works. But it's nice to know it's there. My recommendation, based on my experience, is to commit to at least 3 months. That's when I really saw the transformation. A lot of women order the 3-bottle or 6-bottle packages because you get a better price, and you make sure you don't run out. The last thing you want is to start seeing results and then have to wait for shipping. I learned that lesson too. I'm not a salesperson. I don't work for any company. I'm just a 52-year-old woman who finally found something that actually works. After 3 years of frustration and failure, I found a solution, and I genuinely believe it can help you too. The link is in the description. It will take you straight to the official site where you can learn more and decide if this is right for you. I hope it changes your life the way it changed mine.
I hope Sarah's story resonated with you, because the truth is you're not alone in this struggle. Millions of women over 45 are experiencing the exact same metabolic changes, the same frustration, the same feeling that their body isn't responding anymore. But as Sarah discovered, when you understand what's really happening and you give your body the specific support it needs, everything can change. You don't have to accept weight gain as inevitable. You don't have to spend the rest of your life feeling tired and uncomfortable in your own skin. There is a solution. The link Sarah mentioned is in the description below. If this video helped you understand what's really happening in your body, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. We share science-backed solutions for women in midlife every week. Take care of yourself. You deserve to feel vibrant and confident at every age.